Okay, this is going to be the first part of me making my own dried tangerine peel or chanpi at home. And so I've gotten a lot of questions about how to go about it, how to start, what to use. I'm going to explain really quickly about how I've gone about this process. First choice of fruit is really going to be a tangerine. And the original dried tangerine comes from a Guangdong version, so in China, a specific type of tangerine. It's got a little bit thicker peel than traditional mandarins or clementines. And what makes it powerful is its concentration of active oils. However, given that I'm not in the vicinity and unable to access that fruit, there are a few other versions that you can consider. So at my local supermarket, I've got clementines. You can also use mandarins. And the idea of the mandarin is that it's got a little bit of a thicker peel, very close to that of the tangerine. The difference between the tangerine, mandarin, and clementine is that the tangerine has the highest concentration of active oils, whereas the clementine has the least, but that's okay because it will still work. This process is not only about drying. Actually, that's part of it. What you want to get to is that aged condition, which is going to be post-drying. So to start, what you want to do is find fruit that's actually in pretty good condition. Good, clean peel, nothing rotting, nothing brown, nothing dark, right? So something consistent like this is ideal. What I'll do next is wash and soak a whole bunch just to try to clean it and eliminate any toxins, pesticides from the skin. And then peel. It's completely up to you how you want to peel, but the idea is to have it in one piece. This makes it much easier to dry, hold together, and string together so that you can get ample airflow through it to allow the drying process to be maximized. First method is to air dry them, and this is perfect in Canada right now in the winter when it's nice and dry. Second method is to oven dry them first. Let's take mine out. They smell amazingly fragrant after they've been baking for about an hour or until they're completely dried like this. For oven drying, use as low of a temp as possible that you can. Bake until it's fully dry and crisp. And I use the convection mode just to mimic air circulation and even drying. The third way to dry them is sun baking them. So if you're in an environment where it's really sunny and bright, this is the perfect environment to lay out your peels and just let them kind of bake in the sun until they're fully dried. This is what I'm talking about when I'm actually in the drying process. I'm going to leave this to hang for a few days to make sure that it's completely dried out and there's no moisture in them. And this is how it's done. So when they're fully dried, like this oven dried version, you can then actually put them in a sealed container in a dry, dark space to allow the aging to begin. Give me a few days. I'm going to hang this up in a place where there's ample airflow to make sure that it fully dries. Stay tuned for part 2 when the peels have fully dried and I'm moving into the packing and aging process. If you have any questions about the thoughts, the process, or you've tried it before and you have some great tips to share, leave them in the comments below. Happy dried peel making, and I'll see you next time.